Great. Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining me for another Joe Lock style practice. Let's take right hand in fist, please. Left hand straight, pulling back the thumb with feet together, hands together, and let's press forwards. Good. Okay, so let's begin with open door 5. We'll do 3 times through, and then maybe any extra wee warm-up stuff on top. So Wuji to begin, lengthening up. Chin slightly down and back. Allow your system to release and calm. Finding all 10 fingers, gently lengthen them down. And release, belly, hips, knees. Open. Fix your feet parallel. Ready, start. Keep going, please. Welcome. Someone coming in. Let me see. Okay, so we're just going through open door 5. We'll do another couple of sets, please. So just get yourself ready, nice and relaxed. In fact, just so that everyone's starting from the beginning, let's go back into Wuji, please. Lengthening up. Calming down. Find all 10 fingers, gently press them down. And let's open to your left. Ready, start. Very good. If you can see yourself on the screen, I don't know how you have your Zoom setting, but use it to check your posture. Mirrors are fantastic for checking posture, but seeing yourself live on feed is also very, very good. There's certain aspects I know in myself I have to keep adjusting, but what feels natural and level and what is actually level are not always the same. So every so often do use this opportunity to check your alignment, make sure everything's set. For me, my head tends to drift off to my left. I have to bring it a little bit more to the right. My right shoulder and hip tend to rise, so that feels natural, but actually have to keep letting go. Okay, ready? One more set, please. Check posture. Start. Good. Give your kidneys a wee bit of love. Bye. Well done, everyone. Relax down and close. Good. So I thought we would use form, as you can see. I thought we would use form today, really, to do our warming. But of course, I want to make sure that you feel comfortable in your body. So I'd just like you to take a few moments and check in with yourself. In this class, everyone has quite a lot of experience, and you know all about what needs attention and what doesn't. So let's maybe do a little bit of our rotations of our ankles, a little bit of circling down through the leg. There is a train of thought that says that different body parts represent different aspects of our being. Of course, there's the physical and everything is connected. But there are those, it's maybe slightly more on the out there side of things, but there are those who, you know, would say, okay, so if you have knee issues, then that would suggest, I don't know, I can't remember what I read about this, but ankle issues and foot issues. But like foot issues, if your arch collapses, that suggests that you don't have a feeling of stability in your life, things like that, or you sort of feel undermined or at a very low energy or all the rest of it. And though, I mean, you can probably hear from the way I'm describing this, I'm not a great advocate of this way of thinking. However, I think there's something to it. Change direction, please. So by all, you know, if you've had an accident and, you know, you got your knee smashed, then what really has that to do with anything other than the fact you had an accident with your knee smashed? However, it is, I think it's really interesting to listen to your body and take note of what areas are needing attention, needing love. Because it does talk about the rest of your life. Everything is connected. So listen to your body and notice how it's responding, and maybe ask yourself, why is this happening? Not necessarily just because you've, I don't know, had an accident or a fall or something. But it's all connected. Let's change direction. And certainly, actually, occasionally I get fallen arches. They just flatten. My foot goes flat and it's quite painful. And I think to myself, why is this happening? But it's often when I am feeling just overburdened. Whether that has a direct effect or not, I'm not so sure. But yeah, pay attention to your body. It will talk to you. Actually ask it, why are you like this? What's happening? What do you need? And you might get some interesting feedback. Okay, so we've done a little bit of freestyle warming. Now let's have a look at the Phoenix. Let's do a couple of times through the Phoenix, just for fun. Express yourself, relax, see how you get on, and then we'll maybe think on to the Immortals. Okay, so over to your right, please. Lengthening up. Checking posture. Calming down. Lengthening the fingers down. Ready, and okay, I'm going to throw you into the deep end. And we're going to do the whole thing again on the other side. Now just follow me, I'll do it with you. Calm yourself, relax. Let's see how we get on. Ready? And left hand scoops under. Expand and step. Well done. I didn't give you any notice that I just did it. Do you know though, sometimes that can be the best way because you don't have any sort of nerves or anticipation. You just do it and see how you get on. How did you get on? Yeah, happy? Good. Do you know, I think that's such a worthy little project and you know, it's good exercise. Why don't we do that again? So you could consider that to be the whole of the Phoenix, that the first half that you have learned is really just the first half, and then you do it mirror. As you can see, that the form is choreographed to match the organ placement. So, you know, the heart is on the left, so you do the heart exercise on the left. The liver is on the right, so you do your liver exercise on the right. You have two lungs, so you do two lung exercises. You have two kidneys, so you do two kidney exercises. But actually, the meridians of the body are symmetrical. So even though we're following the organ placement in our first half, the second half is really to give the meridians and the fascia that equal stretch and stimulation. So it doesn't actually matter what side the organ is at, you get the meridian stimulation on both sides. So yeah, let's do it again. Parts 1, and 2. Okay. Oh, before we do, would you like to see front view of it? No. Yeah. Happy enough the way it was? Yeah. Okay. Happy enough the way it was. All right. Okay. Ready? Calming down. And start. So from here, we'll go straight into a left scoop. And Very well done. And so that's 4 times through the form. And you're doing the full set now, not just the first side. And I think it's quite nice to think of it in those terms, that the normal form is just 1/2 of what you can do. I think it's brilliant for balancing the brain. I think it's a very useful tactic for any form, really. That once you've got it on one side, if you want a challenge, if you want to deepen your practice and say you don't have a teacher present, if you know it on one side, you can work it out on the other side. I've tried doing it with Lauja, and that's really tough because it's such a long form. 15 minutes of non-stop, at least 15 minutes of non-stop calculations can be really quite tiring. And I did speak with a Chen master about that and mentioned that I had tried flipping it a few times and doing it on the other side. And he said, "Who told you to do that? Don't do that. That's not the way you're meant to do it." So there are exceptions. But in general, if you can do something on one side, then doing it on the other side, I think, is a really useful way of balancing the brain and strengthening the body. You may notice in that form, on the second side, this is my own take on it rather than what I've heard Master Locke say. But on the second side, when I'm going to do the liver exercise, my instinct is always to go a lot gentler. So on the first side, on the side that your liver, there's your liver, you can press, and it's a nice kind of meaty movement. You really want to create that feeling of squeezing. But when you're doing it on the second side, it's the side of your heart exercises. The heart likes a bit of gentleness. So when I'm doing the second side, doing the liver, I just want to get the feeling of general squeezing in the body, but I'm not going as gung-ho. I'm not really putting as much welly into it. And that's just my instinct. And I suppose because in previous classes with other teachers, they have said that, the heart likes gentleness, the liver likes a bit of tough love, it likes a bit of a squeeze, it likes a bit of so I've taken that on board, and I feel personally, as I do it the second time, just that one exercise, I go a bit lighter, I go a bit gentler. Good. So in feedback for that form, my most recent feedback for members in the class was, when you're doing the expansion, yes, you want to feel a real fullness, which is very different from just carrying your arms into a bigger position. You want to feel that stretching around the ball, expanding, trying to extend slightly beyond your fingertips, and feeling this outward pressure on the arms and the containing can't think of the word, a feeling of containment, but it's kind of trying to burst out. That's the feeling of pung, that's the feeling of expansion. And I felt you were all getting that very, very well. This expand. I remember sometimes Willem watching me teach and I'm saying expand, and he says, Jane, you weren't expanding. So I was taking it on, and yes, I have to really feel that trying to contain a balloon and not quite being able to. You're getting that very well. So now I want to make sure that I can see that there's also the yin aspect, the contracting, the softening, the quieter version. There's still, we have to describe yin and yang at all times. So we still want to have a little bit of hung, we don't want to collapse. So there's still that feeling of some resistance, but I want to see a softening, drawing in of your energy, as opposed to out. To see what I mean? I don't want to see yang, yang, yang all the time. I want to see expand, and I want to see release with a little bit of resistance, still with energetic hands. Don't let the hands collapse. So always energy in the hands, but describe the difference between yang and yin. Yang and yin. See what I mean? Yeah, Master Locke in feedback to me had said at one stage, a few years ago now, quite a few years ago, he was saying, yeah, I can see the energy flowing to your fingertips. That's great. And you start good. And at some stage I was dropping it and my hands were just kind of going back into hands at the end of my arms. And I was dropping the engagement of energy. And then I'd try and pick it up again. And then I'd drop it. I don't want you to do that. I've been working now for several years on not dropping the energy. So there is a difference between expressing yang and yin and expressing yang and just dropping the energy altogether and waving your arms around. So be careful, see what I mean? So we want to keep, there's always a little bit of yang, like the dot in the yin yang. So there is your yang with a little bit of softness, and now there is your yin with a little bit of yang. See what I mean? So every time, express the expansion with a little softness, and then express the softness with just a little bit of expansion. So that there's always, you're showing one changing to the other, without dropping your energy altogether, without staying stuck on the outward journey, and without being too yin the whole time. Yeah. Okay, hopefully that made some sense. Yeah, any questions or comments, folks, before we go on? No, happy? All right, so shall we leave the Phoenix then for now and we go on to the Immortals? Yeah. Okay, let's go all the way through the Immortals, see how you get on. And the same applies, everything that we've just talked about, that express the difference between yin and yang. Make sure there is light and shade. It's not all full on, but keep your fingers, your hands energized if you can throughout. Okay, off we go. Lengthening up and relaxing. Let's feel to the fingertips. And Oops. Step to the side, left hand flicks, right hand follows, right hand flicks. Fishing toad. Those left. Very good. Okay, give yourselves a moment. Breathe. If you want a wee drink, it's a good time. Yeah. Yeah. I made a slight mistake there. A few weeks ago, we talked about a correction after the casting the fishing line and into crossing the sea. Remember that I brought the left hand down rather than before I'd been doing this kind of over the rainbow thing. So I managed to revert there. I don't know if you noticed. But so yeah, bring that arm down. So you're doing your crossing and your lift and kick and your step, bring the left hand underneath and the right hand guides the way into the foot, into the hand before that bit. Yeah. So bring the arm underneath that way, underneath, rather than what I was doing there, which was that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm experimenting a little bit. There's another part that I think it'll actually feel nicer and easier, which is that next little bit, the beyond shadow. So I had been doing beyond shadow straight to the wall, and I found it quite awkward doing that 90-degree turn. But looking back at old footage of Willem and I doing class together, he goes to the diagonal. And when I tried it, it's much better. Now, as you know, Master Lock gives a little bit of leeway about angles. So, 45 degrees, 25 degrees, somewhere around there. And quite often you're allowed to play with it. So it's not that it was wrong before, but I think it will feel better if we do it this way. So just follow me. We'll do the kicking section to bring ourselves into it, and then we'll do beyond shadow. So let me see. So we're going to feed the weight back, cross right hand over left, circle, right hand down, and kick. Step down, flip the toes, bring the left hand underneath, right hand guides the way, into the hand, brush knee and push. We're going to bring the back foot in with halfway with pluck. Now we're going to step, brush knee to the corner, not to the side. Step, brush knee, push. Bring the right hand across, circle the arms, and again to the corner, brush knee, push. Good. From here now we're going to pluck the right hand up and turn on the right heel to turn to face the back, the foot pointing to the corner, and step to the side left. And the rest is the same. We turn left toe, right toe, pluck the left hand, right hand follows, and pluck and feed the weight back. Good. Would you like to just watch me do that for a second and see what you think? And then we'll try it again together. So that's to the corner. And there's some symmetry then to step to the other corner. And then turn and return to what you're used to. What do you think? I think it's nice. It means that you're not doing a really sharp, what would that be, 135 degrees turn from your brush knee push from there. I always felt that was a bit much. So instead now, that's much more gentle, a slight turn of the foot, and you're already facing the corner. Can we try that a few times? We'll just revise it. Is there a question there, or just having a good?
I think I've always been going to the corners, Jane.
You have. Brilliant. Well, you were doing better than me then. Yeah,
it just felt that way, and I didn't question myself.
No, you're quite right. And I think that's the essence of Tai Chi, isn't it? Nature is the first principle. And I think Willem was the same. Maybe he had picked it up from Master Locke. Whereas actually I learned from Master Locke's videos and from Willem. So I think maybe I had a slight overlay of, like the 24 brush knee pushes to the side. And so that had come into my...
Yeah,
makes so sense. I think, great, you're doing it right. All along, well done. Let's give it a go, but we'll practice it together anyway. And so we're all on the same page. So right, so here we are. Okay, so we come across, kick, underneath, kick, step, brush knee push to the corner, pluck, half step, step to the corner, come across, circle, step right foot, and now turning on the heel to face the back, and step to the side. Excellent, and we'll just finish the two immortals. Excellent, well done, and rest. Yeah, I think you're doing great. You're doing it right, despite me not doing it the best. That's fantastic. Let me just, I'm just going to pause for a moment while I blow my nose, excuse me. Good stuff. So we're doing very well. I think there was another wee section that I wanted to look at, and I can't remember what it was. So let's do the whole form one more time. Ready? Yeah. It'll probably come to me mid-form, but we'll just head on through. Ready? Let's lengthen up. And relax. Find your fingers. Start. to the corner. Second step. Buck turn. Feed it back. And try the jump. Brilliant. Well done, folks. Well, we have got a good few repetitions in today. Are there any questions or comments? Is there anything that you would like to focus more on, or is there anything that is not so clear? No, you're happy with everything? That's great. Good stuff. Okay. Yeah, well, let's take our time with a warm down, shall we? Because we've done rather a lot today. Okay, let's come into center. Okay, so tell you what, let's do Jade Maiden holds Pearl, which is one of my forms. It's my form. It's the only one I've done so far, really. Just nice, gentle, very easy, just to calm the mind and just get the body nice and mellow. So we're over to one side. Let's lengthen up through the top of the head. Chin slightly down and back, calming down. Let's find all 10 fingers, press them down and open. Just follow. Turning on the heel, step forwards. Let's do sunshine fills the holes 3 times. And let's follow it up with swimming dragon 3 times. Dragging the fingers behind. Throw and catch. Roll back. Scoop to hug ball. And old cat washes its face. And we start the whole lot again. Ready? And And the other side. And step. Turning on the heel, step forwards. Sunshine fills the holes. Swimming dragon. Trail fingers behind. Don't catch. And scoop. To hold your bowl. Feed the weight back. For old cat washes its face. You got it? Let's do it twice more. Ready? Last set. Very good. Let's just take 3 breaths to finish. Floating up. Last time, suspend your breath at the top, press your fingers into the sky, toes into the earth, think of sealing in your good energy, and breathing out, release, guiding your hands to cover center, hugging your elbows gently in, breathing into your belly. Feel your energy is stronger. Beautiful. Well done, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I put you through your paces. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a mental and physical challenge. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you next time.